Hey guys, this is Edgar, and if you guys haven't heard already, this morning Ronnie James Dio passed away in Houston, Texas. And the reason I'm putting up this vlog is just to let everybody know that what I thought about him, and share my stories of when I went to go see Heaven and Hell. I thought he was one of the greatest singers of all time. I'm not just saying that from just reviews or anything, because I actually saw him and I thought, wow, he's great on stage and everything. The first time that I saw him with Heaven and Hell was in Albuquerque in April 2007 when they played there with Machine Head and Megadeth opening up for them. And well, we were only there for Megadeth, and we saw Machine Head. They were good. I got into them more later on, but at that time I didn't know who they were. But when it came to Heaven and Hell, I only knew two songs, which were Neon Nights and Heaven and Hell. But it was that show that got me into them. I was like, they're truly great. The sad part was that we had to leave early for some reason. I guess traffic or something was building up. It was my first concert. I was just so happy to finally gone to a show where everybody's like, yeah, these shows are life changing, and it really was. And I thought I wasn't going to see them again until the year after, when they were doing the tour with Judas Priest, Motorhead, and Testament, the Metal Masters. So I got my shirt here and everything. Well, that show kicked in, and I was like, wow, I love all those bands. Testament is one of my favorites. Motorhead is just awesome, and Judas Priest, they're just great. That's all I can say. They're just great. And Heaven and Hell was the co-headliner there. And so I got my tickets early, and I was like, wow, this time I am going to see them, because last time, I didn't get to see much of them. I had to leave halfway through the set. And I saw them again, and I was blown away. They did a good show. All four of them. I think to this day it's one of the greatest concerts I've been to, even though it was only my second one. And I thought, this was going to be the last time I'd ever see some of those bands. But then the year after that, August 2009, that they played for their Bible Black tour when they released their new album. They played with Coheed and Cambria, and we had already seen Coheed and Cambria earlier that year in El Paso. So we were like, okay, that makes it even better. And when I was looking up for tickets, I went on Live Nation. Yeah, Live Nation, well, before this year, I believe, they used to have a click and pick seat, where you look around and see if whatever seats you wanted, whatever seats were available. I looked in like about a week after they went on sale, and they had the middle section of the very front row right there, just waiting for somebody to buy them. And I told my brother, we're buying them. We're buying them right now. I don't care what you say. We're going to buy them, and we're going to see them. Well, we saw Coheed and Cambria. We were grateful to see them again. When we saw Heaven and Hell the third time, it pretty much just changed who I was, because that was the first time, the first front row concert that I've ever gone to. And I was just amazed. I was amazed. I was blown away from everything that happened, because I had seen them. And I thought, oh, they're going to be great and everything. They were even better than before. They had a better set list. Everything was good. When Mob Rules came out, the first song that they played, Dio went charging to the stage, and he pointed at everybody who was in front row, which including us. And I was like, yeah, that's great. Oh well, he just passed me, and I guess he's just doing that for everybody. But then during the middle of the song, he goes up to me and my brother, and I guess he does this, if I remember clearly. He puts the two devil horns in front of us, and we're like, yeah, that's awesome. Towards the middle of the set, he keeps on doing this. He keeps on giving us the devil horns, and every time he does, it gets me pumped up. I think one of the greatest things that happened, well, in my experience, was when they were playing Bible Black, that new single. There's a part in the song where Dio says, and the first page says, "Beware, you found the answer." The next one says, "I wish that you were dead." When he said that line, the next one says, "I wish that you were dead," he said dead and did this to me. He just pointed at me, and I was looking at my brother, and I was like, Dio just wish that I was dead. How great is that? I was just all excited. during the song Heaven and Hell. It's about a 15-minute song because, you know, Dio gets everybody pumped up for it. When he started the first verse of it, you know, oh, me and my brother were just going, oh, we were getting all pumped up and everything. The camera guy turns over to us because we're like going crazy and nuts, and in the big screen, you know, I got a glimpse of it, and I saw both of us, and I was like, you know, that's awesome. You know, it's the first time that this has ever happened. I've never been on one of those big screens. During the middle of the Heaven and Hell song, Dio always does the little, then a little white sheep looked down at me part. And when he pointed at people to go burn in hell, my brother was obviously one of them because he was right there in front, and he was all crazy about that, and you know, so was I because what he said to me earlier. But anyway, you know, that show was great. You know, all three shows that we've ever seen him, you know, it didn't matter where we were, front or back. They were just simply amazing. They were mind-blowing. This is the guitar pick that Tony Iommi threw at the Albuquerque show the last time they played there in August of '09. I traded that one for the Coheed and Cambria drumstick that I got earlier to my friend, you know, because he was more of a Coheed fan and I've always been a Sabbath fan, so I was like, you know, of course I'm gonna take it, you know, because he's a legend right there. They were all legends. I just felt honored after that show. I remember hearing that they were gonna tour again this year, and I was like, oh please, you know, it'd be awesome if they came by Albuquerque in the fall or whatever. But sadly, you know, the news about Dio, you know, not just hurt me, but hurt millions of fans out there. I've been seeing updates from bands, you know, every kind of band saying, you know, rest in peace, Dio. And, well, last night, the rumor was going around that Dio had passed away. Apparently, Alex from Atreyu posted something like that on his tweet. And, you know, I just literally I was in shock. I went over to the computer and automatically, you know, just started typing in Ronnie James Dio, went to whatever news that I could find there. I went to his website first, but apparently it was shut down for some reason. I was searching across the internet, you know, just to see if there was anything if I can find anything at all, you know, regarding his death or if it was just a hoax or anything. I went on Blabbermouth, and apparently his wife Wendy said that he wasn't dead, but he wasn't doing good. And, you know, I was just relieved at that point. You know, I didn't know what to say if he would die or not. I kept him in my prayers, and then this morning when I woke up, you know, I go on the computer and see if anything has changed, if he's gotten better or whatever. And well, the news hit, and you know, I was kind of shocked. You know, that's why I'm sharing this personal vlog. You know, just to tell you guys, you know, all this and that. Some of you might not even be watching this anymore because I might have bored you already, but. The only reason I'm doing this is just because the whole Ronnie James Dio thing, you know, he was inspiring, you know, he was just one of the greatest people in person from what I hear from all these bands, you know, he was great to hang out with and just everything. Well, I surely do hope the best for him, his family, and everybody else, all his fans, you know, everybody who was affected. If you want to leave me something, you know, a story that you guys have from Ronnie, you know, if you met him, if he's seen you before, you know, if whatever happened, you know, just let me know, write a comment or something, you know, I'll read it and I'll talk to you guys about it because, you know, I'm just a fan like everybody else, you know. People are going to think, you know, oh, he's just a person, he's doing a long vlog, whatever. Go ahead and do that. Laugh at me if you want for this, but you know, I'm just doing this, you know, just because he was a hero of mine. He was one of my personal heroes. You know, when the man who created the devil horn, you know, when he points that at you countless times at a show, you know, and he smiles at you, your life changes. He was just such an awesome person. Thank you guys for watching this. I know some of you may be sad about this. Just remember, death is painful in so many ways, but it's also relieving. You know, would you guys want him to suffer? No. I bet you none of them wanted him to suffer. I saw all the comments and everybody was like, hope he does better and everything. Well, I know he's doing better, you know, wherever he is now. The only reason I'm saying wherever he is now is because, you know, he talked about heaven and hell in so many ways, and I'm pretty sure, you know, since he was such a good person, you know, he's in heaven, but that whole fan fiction, you know, just makes you believe that, you know, where'd he go? But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you later.